Hello and welcome to this playthrough of Factorio, where I am building a megabase on Earth. I am using a mod, Cities of Earth, focusing on the Old World Hemisphere. My goal is to reach 10,000 science per minute with a rail-based design. The resources are set to maximum size and density, and biters and pollution are turned off. The mod list is shown in the description, as well as a link to my Twitch channel, High Speed. Please come visit me there. Questions and comments are welcome. Thank you for watching. That would let me do iron and plate in the same space, or iron and steel in the same space, and I didn't come up with one. Because when I look at this, and this is just an off-the-cuff sort of thing, I had a great post in my forum last night to consider this. You know, I want to keep the center, and I want to keep these feeds somehow. So, and I haven't given this a lot of thought. That's interesting. That's essentially it. Wow. Jay, your comment might have changed the way I play my game. I gotta figure out how to merge these, but it's not really a challenge right here. Where does it put this? I sent everybody home. All right, I should go home so I can do this. But, well, I guess I can just test it here. But who's going to bring me some chests? Bring me some steel chests. You, King Finerb. Get over here. Jay, you might have just come up with, oh yeah, not 12 beacons. Yeah, I have recalc. But you know, Jay, building more furnace, building more. So this is going to get me less than 12, yeah. Am I willing to accept 8 or 10 for the different design? Because this is my iron smelter, or my steel smelter right now, which, you know, I got to bring it to trains. That's not too bad. 1 foot bolts of iron, and then behind that I build the steel for the smelters. So in that case, what I'd be looking at, Jay, again, taking your idea, is that my iron smelters would end up looking like this, which is kind of long. But it's not like I'm hurting for space, although a little bit challenging because, well, is it though? I mean, look at what military science needs. Although that's 20K, not 10K. Because what I got here, you know, I need 1,000 steel furnaces. This is 168 steel furnaces. So I need like 8 of these, right? Yeah, 6. Okay, plus the other 2 that I need. So I would need 6 of these to handle the steel for purple. I'm not sure. I'm not sure which one I want to go with. I don't think it's possible to do it. Well, I know it's not possible to do a 12 beacon and have both steel and iron in the same, you know, to have direct feed. Alright, I'm all done here. And that is what she said. Oh, wait. I didn't get on the train. Alright, come here. Yeah, it's 6.32. So 7. Plus, I also need to deal with the 155 I need from blue and gray. So, you know, there's a little bit. Total, I need 1,200, so I'd need 7. Yeah. I think I'm going to leave that optimization for a future build. I do wish Factorio had hotkeys that let you take it to certain views, but locations on the map, but that would be a bit. All right, so I've got 18 of these, and I've only got 8 trains, so... So one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade this unloader to no longer use blue inserters. So I have to have an upgrade planner that upgrades from blue inserters to green inserters. Not because I need the performance, but because I don't want to have to carry the extra item. Mouse is really getting on my last nerve. All right. So this is all purple stuff. So I'm going to hold off on the idea. But there is the question as to whether or not it's worth doing a design there. So if this was doing steel, we'd have a certain performance envelope going on here. And we would get 60 per minute. And the important part is that how many can we get on a belt, right? And we would probably double feed it. Right, we would go until, yeah.
So we would do 21, or do 20 just for even numbers, because that's going to get me 2 belts in. Right? So that's what I would do. Now, if I were going to try and do the same thing, and I were to make you into steel, I need to get some iron ore, which I should have because of concrete. All right. So if I'm going to double belt this, that's as far as that will go. I would have to have some sort of gap like that, and I don't have it here. So I can't put them both in the middle. Effect sources for this. Crafting speed is 570%. Productivity is 20%. Crafting speed is 570%. Effect sources 14. Effect sources 10. Effect sources 10. So the question is, if I was doing one for just iron, am I going to get comparable numbers? I think it was 20 we said. Well, because this is just 1-to-1. So it's 10 or 9. But this is not accurate, but we're going to take it anyways. Per minute, 3,000 per minute. Per minute, 603. But that's only 10 of them. Oh, that 10's per all of them. Okay. Okay. 1,206. So, if this per minute for 10 of them, because that's all I'd be able to get, I think. Interestingly enough, if I feed this with 2, which I wouldn't be, I could only feed it with 1. Because it's going slower, I can do 15 or maybe 16 if I really wanted to. And so the result is that with 15 of these, I would get 634 per minute in this configuration using 15, assuming I could get it to feed. $615, and then in this one I said I could get 20 on a full belt. So if I go with that design, I've cut my production in half. And I don't like that. I mean, if it was 20%, I could deal with it. But in the process of doing this, Jay, I think I came up with something based on what you said. Making one full belt of iron and then behind the build, add a build for steel smelters. Yeah. Because instead of doing that and this, so what if I don't take the output of this iron and send it up, but I take Jay's idea and I send it down, right? Because this is easily reversible. And I feed it into this. Now that screws up a lot of other things, but it is doable. Now it doesn't screw up anything. So this will output that there. And continue on to feed this. Yeah, Jay, the reason I do the input bottom, output bottom is to minimize the train distance. It guarantees that everything I'm doing is in this space. My original design didn't do that. And you can see here's an example of what it would look like. What I did in this one is gears, I only needed 2 to fill a belt. And so the result was that I was only using 3, right? 2 unloaders and 1 loader because the gears are 2 to 1. And if I ran it all the way through, then all of these builds would have a variable distance of where the loader is. So this loading train would be down here at the bottom. And then I'd need this massively long rail network to come down here. Okay, good. So I want my output to be where my input is. And it's caused me headaches. No doubt about that. But if I do something like this, then I do just tack it on the end. So it would be 9 followed by whatever that is. Sure, it looks exactly like everything else. Let me see one that's vertical so that you can apples to apples here. I don't have one that's vertical. No, yeah, I do. So here's a steel, or an iron rather. Think of it as a wagon, as a column, but so it unloads. Well, not even unloading. I'm not belting, or I'm not training ore. So it looks exactly like all my other builds. It's a 12 beacon with this alternating output. By the way, steel looks identical. Except for steel, I'm doing dual feeds, one on either side. Pardon the trees. There we go. So for steel, I'm bringing it in on each side because, I mean, technically I need to bring 5 belts of steel or 4.5, but I don't have the space for it. And it's not going to make a difference anyways because steel takes so long, and I could probably do steel with a single feed belt, save me some resources. But by doing a double feed, I could do a quad feed here, and I'm seriously thinking about it when I redesign this steel. Because if I do a quad belt feed, then I can get a whole belt of steel out of this. So if I look at just one of them, and I just crank this up until I get, well, at 10, ooh, at 10 of them, it's using almost a full belt of iron in. At 20 of them, it's 2 belts. At 30 of them, it's 3 belts, and at 40 of them, it's 4 belts. And you can see here I still haven't saturated the output belt. Right? So at 45 or 44, depending on how I want to do it, I would be consuming, well, it'd be over the belts. So right there, 43. I could do 42 because it's funnier. But if I have 4 unloaders, which is what I should have done, then I could have a steel furnace array that is 43 high. This is 21 high, so more than double this. So to fully optimize what I'm doing on steel, which I'm seriously thinking of doing because the loaders and unloaders are expensive. I don't need to keep these here. I can put steel anywhere I've got space for it. It would start about here. So that's going to be 42, so I could go with that. And then that would get me 336. And in total, I need 1,217. And that's without yellow. Once I had yellow, I haven't done the calculations for yellow yet. So I don't know how much more I need for yellow. I should probably do that just to give me some feeling for it. Once more, with feeling. 10,752 is what I want. Duplicate, perfect, all that's good. Change this to yellow science instead of purple. It's still 112. For steel, it needs another 228. So I need total for just the direct sciences, I need 1,445 steel furnaces in this configuration. And this is 336. So I need over 4 of these. I need 4.3 of these setups. If I increase that to 44, so what did I say it was? 1445. If I add one more here, and now I've got 344. I still need 4.2. So I could just be perpetually short of steel, which would screw me over. And that kind of sucks. So I could cut it to 40. Which is 320. $4.5. Yeah, I'm more comfortable with that. So I would need 5 of these to satisfy steel for all of the factory, for all of the sciences. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm okay with that. Yeah, that's a lot of iron trains. So then the question becomes, what does it take in terms of iron to feed that if I were to attach it to an iron patch, which I don't think is a good idea for me. Because just one of these $320 steel furnaces. If I'm reading that correctly, this is telling me that to support that, I need 7 iron furnaces well, 8 iron furnaces. At this setup for steel, I need 8 iron furnaces per steel furnace. And currently, for a iron patch, I am able to support in a column 9. So if we ignore this last one, if we just convert this last one to steel, then I would need all of this to support 1 row of steel. So basically this ore patch would support, because of belt limitations, this ore patch would support 1 row of steel. Yeah, that's terrible. I don't see that happening. So I think I'm going to keep this. I'm going to move steel somewhere else. I might even distribute it, but because that's going to be a lot of iron trains moving. If I put steel next to iron or nearby iron in some way, shape, or form, then it'll minimize the train traffic, but there's no opportunity for me to do that. Oh, my generic. Looks like this. So I'd be looking for a home or something like that, and I'd be looking for 5 of them. So if I turn that into a 4-way, I could get that to fit there. If I brought this as far down as I could turn that into a 3-way and then turn that into a T. I could get 2 of them right here if I took all this out and refactored it. Well, so much for being done with the refactoring stuff. I'm going to have to move another of my copper cable assemblers. Son of a bitch. 8. They're 383 trains. So each furnace is for a wagon. The design is that a wagon supplies a column, and then That way I just base my capacity based on what a belt can handle. And then I probably need to get this ironing in play here. So I can't build steel right there. Exactly. Although I could probably do it this way. Bring it around from the other side. Around the other side. Around the other side. Let's see. What did I say I needed for... You need 431 iron. So I need 1,972 iron furnaces. $144, 288, 432, 576, 864, 1,008. So I need to double how much iron I'm bringing in. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 iron patches I'm currently mining, and I need to be mining 14. And I've got one, two, three, 4, 5, 6. And if I'm willing to cruise over here into Africa, which I'm not, the heck happened to you? I was hoping to keep heavy ore off of this. I was hoping, or heavy plate. I was hoping to not have anything traveling along here. It'd be nice if I didn't have to deal with that ugly ass stacker too. I should probably come up with a smaller inline stacker. It's more compact. So yeah. That's iron. The column is as long as it fills a. I need to take a break. I'm late. As long as it fills a belt. So it depends on the material and the production speed. But for iron, it is 9 furnaces tall. Because 9 furnaces fills one output belt. Oh, yeah, I sneezed. Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, it is 11 if it's if I'm willing to go just over one belt. Right? But if I use this concept where I'm feeding from more than one belt, and if I go up to my maximum density thing, which is where I'm feeding from all four. So let's say I do a 4 belt unloader on iron, like I'm doing here. Now these gears are not going to use all of that iron, right? But what's extra is going to pass along to the next one, and then to the next one, and to the next one. So ultimately, what I can do is I can do a 4 belt design for steel, which is what I'm considering doing here. A 4 belt design, but instead of, and that will allow me to push this to 40, or even, if I really wanted to, 43, but considering how many I need, 40 is going to be fine. So I could take this, which is a 4 belt, flap it here, and then do this all the way up and down this thing. Rock this bitch up and down the coast. And that would allow me to get to a 40 belt or a 40 furnace design, which is this column. And then I just need 5 of those. So, yeah, I'll end up putting 2 of them here because they'll fit. And then I'll see where else I can fit another one. Because I can put one of them here. Put a T-junction like right there. Which would let me put one of them here. And then the other one would go here. I'd have a little bit of water to deal with, but that's fine. And then it would barely fit down there. Like barely. So I put 2 of them here. I could put one of them here. Probably won't. But I might. Because I'm going to have iron from here, and iron from here, and iron from here coming into this space. Keeping it off of this main bus that's going to be used to feed Africa and China are going to come along here to give resources from rocket launches. And then the Eastern Europe and Central Russia will feed along this route to BAM. And yeah. So that's 3 of them. That's just going to be oil. This is going to be more green circuits is what I want to do with this. I may end up spreading that out, but I don't know. And this is going to be more red circuits. I don't know where I'm going to put blue circuits. I don't know. Purple science is going to go up here as much as I can. I don't know where I'm going to put yellow science yet. But yellow science may creep over here into the rest of Iran because I've got plenty of room in China to build that rocket silo. Which would result in some heavy material being moved along this line, but there's not a whole lot I can do about that. Well, maybe yellow science goes in place of this. Yellow science would go here. That's a good idea. And then I just need to put these somewhere where they fit. All right, I got to take a break. I'm long overdue. I'll be back in a little bit.